So in order to connect the visual element, which will be in Flash, to the tracker, which is Reactive, it is required that I download a bridge which allows UDP to connect to the local connection. So to do this, I am using UDP-FlashLC bridge, and this is an open source application, so you can download it for free, and it allows the UDP network to connect to the local connection within Flash, which will transfer all the data from my tracker and allow the visual components to move around. So going onto the website, which is gkandle.com, which is the creator of the software, you just download, and then once downloaded, go into your applications, and within the folder you will find the package which opens up in terminal, and then there's also a test file with a SWF inside. So if I open up the SWF first of all, the SWF is just a blank page to start with, going back to Finder, and then if I open up the terminal, if I move it to the center, it accesses the port 3333, which is the port specific to Reactivision, and then we'll transfer this data to the Flash SWF. So if I next open up Reactivision, the tracking software, and I'll just arrange everything on screen so it looks a bit nicer. And now if I bring out my fiducial marker, I've got the webcam there moving around. Now if I move the marker in place of the webcam, it will now register the X coordinates, register that it's been added, and then you'll also be able to see it moving around, represented by a green dot. So if I just move it into display, it's now recognised that marker. It tells you that the object has been added, that it's been removed, and then also updates position throughout. Equally, it also has a session ID, which is unique to the amount of times the object enters the frame of the camera, so that's non-specific to the object itself. And then equally there's a class ID, which in this case is 0 because the ID of this marker is 0. So if I just move it in place again, and you can see that if I hold it in place there, there's a green dot which just moves around the screen. So that's following the marker where I move it. So hopefully within my own idea I'll be able to get this so that the materials for survival will rotate and move around on screen as the objects are moved in real life. Now if I bring in my sheet of markers, which is yet to be cut out, now there's a further 11 markers here, so if I hold these up to it, it can recognise those markers, and as you can see, green dots are appearing on screen for each of those. Now if I just minimise the Reactive software and the terminal for now, it will give a much better display of all of them. Let's just get that in view. So as you can see, you've then got a further 11 markers there showing up with the green dots. So now what I plan to do is to try and incorporate this test SWF and the software into my own Flash applications through ActionScript files, and hopefully that will then allow me to create a visual component and then begin creating 3D models for the actual printed objects themselves.